One day I forgot my face wash while I was visiting my friend, and that's how I stumbled upon Plum, a proud vegan homegrown brand. Today with us we have Shankar Prasad, CEO of Plum, to talk about the brand and its journey ahead. Welcome, sir.
Pleasure. Thanks for being here.
So, sir, the first question I'd like to ask that the D2C skincare makeup market is quite overcrowded. So, what is Plum's strategy to stay ahead of its competitors?
Yeah. So for us, it's two things. Number one is the amount of detailing and the amount of hard work, specificity that goes into designing the products we have. One of which is the niacinamide range that you're seeing here. The other is this tagline. We have chemistry, not just a tagline. It's something that we truly believe in. In fact, when we first saw the tagline, we absolutely fell in love with it because it stands for what the brand always aims to be, which is to create a very special, meaningful relationship with the plumster, as we call the user of the brand. So I think the specialness of the product combined with the specialness of the relationship that the plumster has with the brand, I think that's what is relevant and meaningful to us in what can always be an overcrowded space. It's never going to be less crowded. It's always going to be a competitive space. But we try to find our own rhythm and relationship with the customer.
Yeah. So the Gen Zs nowadays have a very strong voice in the brands that they love and they cater, and the brands sometimes have to follow the Gen Zs and that space. So what is your take on the voice that Gen Zs have, and how is Plum catering that space?
Yeah. See, generational change is something. When I was younger, for example, we used to be called Gen X, I think. And I used to read at that point in time saying Gen X is looking at brands differently, looking at consumption differently. So this is something, and then came millennials, and now it's Gen Z. And so generational change is something which is a part of marketing, which is a part of the consumer landscape. All we have to do is stay current, stay updated, stay informed of how people are looking at their choices. Gen Z definitely looks at the world very differently from even the millennials. Even an 8-year or a 5-year gap between people is leading to almost generational change in the way they see things. And for us, therefore, however, some things remain constant, which I think is at the very heart of what humanness is about, which is people don't like others who lie. Right? So very basic things, right? You don't appreciate things which are a facade. You like things which are real. I think the thing that I'm seeing about Gen Z is they just like to call it out on the face instead of sort of going around and around about it, and sort of be fairly unapologetic about it. And that's the only thing. At the heart of it all, we all want value for what we are paying. We all want to be treated specially. We all want to be treated with honesty and respect. And that hasn't changed over a period of time, thankfully. And that for us as a brand is great news.
Yeah. So the skincare category in general depends a lot on sensory branding, and even today in the event we see a lot of sensory branding that is happening. So how is Plum navigating the space, and what is your thoughts on sensory advertising going forward?
So I'm glad that we are talking sensory, because as a brand, again, we enjoy doing this. As a bunch of people, if you meet people who work at Plum, we all obsess over textures, fragrances, colors, finishes, packaging, the look and feel of things. And so it sort of fits naturally into our strength, into our passion of doing what we do. And so then it's only about putting out what we are doing in a manner that people are able to enjoy. Because there is a lot of play you can have with texture. Just take the niacinamide range between the face wash, the toner, the two serums that we have, the moisturizer, the sunscreen, the face mask. We have probably 7 or 8 different textures we're talking about. Very unique and very different. And each of them has been created with purpose, with some meaning to it. And that's the play that we really like to explore. The challenge for us is to be able to put all of this out to people where they can enjoy the creations that we have.
Yeah. So what is the marketing mix looking like now? Is it are you digital heavy, or are you going into traditional mediums?
I think there is a convergence happening even there. Even before we step out into traditional media, there's a lot of connectedness. If you take TV, for example, CTV is the way. So we see a lot of CTV happening now. We see a lot of course, traditional digital media like Meta and Google happening. Very, very traditional media like print, outdoors, radio. That's something we are yet not exploring. I think we'll need to expand our distribution more before we get into that space.
Yeah. So, among the online channels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, like which one is giving the most ROI for, the brand?
Easiest answer is to say it depends, but I'll tell you what it depends on. It depends on the life cycle of the product. If it's a very new product, very discovery led, you're probably better off on social media. If you're very search driven, obviously you're better off on a Google kind of a platform. If you're very, very awareness driven, then you need to go to the lower CPM medium. If you're somewhere in the middle of the funnel, then maybe on platform advertising, the DSPs of the world included, that starts making sense. So a lot of our time in the marketing space is spent on trying to optimize this mix and making it better every month or every quarter.
So, I had you have been in this space for quite long. So, do you think that the Indian consumers are becoming more ingredient conscious now?
They always have been. It's just that the depth to which people are going now, including saying what grade of vitamin C are you using, what grade of niacinamide are you using, what percentage are you using, what else is being combined with it. Those, the depth at which people are operating, that's quite fascinating to see. So they're very much into ingredients.
So what's your, influencer marketing is becoming quite a big, sector now. So what is your take on influencer marketing? Where do you see it going, and how does Plum, collaborate with influencers?
So personally for me, I've been fascinated by how the space of influencer marketing has evolved and is continuing to evolve. I think people depend on influencers for 2 or 3 things. First is authenticity. Second is expertise. Third is relatability, and being able to say, okay, if this is working for this everyday person that I see on screen, as opposed to, let's say, a star, is it really something I can also make use of? But the first two of being authentic and being sort of expert about what you do, that's important for influencer marketing to continue to grow. And as a brand, we tend to sort of work more with creators who bring those 2 attributes in.
So, talking about, ingredients, formulas, all of this is quite, understandable by the urban markets or Tier 1, Tier 2 cities. So, what are you doing for the, rural market? Are you looking into that space? How are you looking into that space?
I think right now rural is sort of out of bounds for us. I think we have a long way to go before we can get there.
Do you plan to,
Not in the next couple of years at least. I think there's so much left to do even in the top markets that we'll be spreading ourselves too thin if we went rural.
Obviously. So demographically speaking, which are your strongest markets?
Metros are strong, southeast especially, followed by west-north. Those are our strongest markets. Somewhere I think wherever we have put in effort to build distribution, to build presence, to build connect with consumers, those markets we have definitely seen good things. So wherever we are now under indexed is where we are focused on.
So one last question I'll leave you with. What is the outlook for the company for the next 2 years?
There's a lot to be done in the core categories that we operate. We've seen excellent traction on most of the core categories within skincare, which is our core category. So that's something that we are definitely going to double down on and continue to innovate, make better, make special, reach out to more people digitally, physically. So there's a lot on the plate to execute. So we are just choosing the ones that we can do really, really well and execute those and build solid so that we form a foundation for the following years.
Thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to you.
My pleasure, Thank you.